So this morning we're going to be doing some colour blocking on the Frankenstein, getting him looking a bit more green than grey. And the main colour blocking paint that I'm going to be using is this pastel pear. So let's get into it. Probably going to leave that pipe as a different colour, so I'll hold on to the pipe as I'm painting because, yeah, the pipe doesn't need to be green. Obviously when you're colour blocking, you're just kind of going everywhere, trying to get into the nooks and crannies. Obviously the eyes eventually won't be green, but I find it's far better to just get the paint everywhere so that later on you're not trying to get a little kind of dab in a corner that you missed and not stuff up whatever you've done with the eye. Once again, the teeth won't end up being green, but it just makes it lighter for the white or grey or whatever colour you end up doing the teeth, because that's definitely going to be lighter colour than this prime which I use. Not trying to be too fancy. Just a reasonably thick slather is fine. So there are basically 4 stages of working on models like these, which is what the 4 dots represent, to kind of give you an idea before you even watch the video. The logo at the front gives you an idea of what stage a model is. So the first green dot, the first stage, is support removal and de-stringing, and then priming the model, so like painting it with a primer. For the most part I tend to use grey, but not always, it just depends on the model really. The second stage, which is this stage that you're seeing now, the second green dot, it's what I call colour blocking. So basically just getting the model into the tone that you want the model to look for. So for example, this one's green, obviously, but like the werewolf, we've got darker brown sort of style, different kind of colours for different tones, and vampire is grey, etc. The third dot, the third kind of stage in a model, is the detail painting. So like with this Frankenstein, for example, it'll be like I've done the colour blocking, but then after that I'll paint the skin, probably in like a Vallejo colour, or not. Sometimes you'll just leave it as the Montmartre, that's totally fine. But then definitely with the model paints, the Vallejo and the AK, going into like the eyes and these kind of stitchings that they have, the hair at the back, all that sort of stuff, getting that more detailed. Now, the detail section, I guess the best way to describe it is if you think of something like a soldier, right? The soldier's uniform, their camo or whatever they're wearing, and their boots and all of that, when you finished stage 3, it looks like it's come out of the shop, like it's brand new, it's fresh. Stage 4 is like dry brushing or washing techniques, and the whole point of stage 4 is to turn it from something that looks like it's just come out of a shop that you've just bought into like worn, older equipment, something that's maybe seen a few battles and seen some trials and tribulations. In the case of like the Frankenstein, it's going to be having been through life, so it's not going to look like it was just a fresh head. The 4th stage is like the bringing texture to it, I guess, with the dry brushing or washing sort of techniques. I don't buy wash paints, by the way, like ever. Personally, I'm just not a fan. I think it's kind of like a bit of a rip-off, really. You can just add a drop or two of paint into water and there's your wash. Like, it's literally watered down paint. So I never buy washes, but anyway, that's a topic for a green dot day. But that's just explaining what the dots mean and why they are there. Alright, so he is looking not too bad, if I do say so myself, for a Frankenstein. Obviously there's still a lot of work to go on him, but pretty happy with how he is coming along.